Welcome. I'm Bill Wake. We're working on a program called SortTables. It's a data analysis tool, and we've been upgrading the way it works to specify the database it wants to work with. We've already worked on the table section, and now we want to work on the join section. All right, so we defined somewhat tentatively, without tests, this join and its supporting thing, join reference. As I was thinking about it, really it's sort of a qualified column. Okay, test just ran. It really is more the fact it's a column reference, but if you aren't sure the column name, it needs to have a table specification with it. So there's probably a better name. I don't know. I want to say qualified column, unambiguous column. I don't know. Something column, full column. What do you call it when it's a scoped column? That might do it. I don't think we're using it outside this file yet. Okay. And then what I'm expecting, let's run it. A knot. That's reserved for most of the other stuff we're going through. All right, let's see. So the interface I want to do, I think, will be a little cleaner. So the one now, if you recall, you add a join, and then it looks all right. Class.id equals class.id. But then to edit it, you go in this, and this, if it had multiple tables, it would scroll those, and this scrolls the fields, and equals, and then this other one, and it takes up half a screen. I think what I can do, I think I'd like to do something that's more like ID with the class in parenthesis, the column in parenthesis behind it, equals, hard-coded equals, and then another drop down for the other one. I think this would be okay. And then alphabetized. I don't know. It's hard for me to visualize whether that's really going to work when we have a database with 25 tables or 100 tables. For 3, it's probably ideal because like class FK is ID, and boy, that convention is so pervasive. It would be almost nice to support that too. I'm going to start there, and if we hate it, we'll fix it. But I think what I can do with that is I can start testing some stuff around this to show what I'm going to display. Yeah. All right. Let's do that. So joins in the database section, which is under SQL, I think. Yes. Okay. And I don't know, this flat test thing. All right. But we can do the easy stuff. Okay. Scoped column tests. Oh, I guess I should have copied a test. I'll just get a little boilerplate here. Close the function, close the class. SortTables XC test, yes. Okay. I don't want to test. I put a table in, you store a table, but I'd like to give it a description. So let's just say test description. Okay, and let's make one of these. Let column equals scoped column. Why aren't you proposing this to me? There we go. Table is my table and column is my column. I'm thinking something like that. This should fail to build. Column dot, I don't want a table, just dot description. Why are you running? Okay. One failure, I'd be interested to know what that is. Yeah. Seems to be a pretty big failure. All right, and then I think, well, let's make it, is it custom string convertible? And it should offer a description. All right, now it should fail for valid reasons. Okay. I find that a little more encouraging. Yeah. All right, so really what I want is column followed by parenthesis, parenthesis that, table. Okay. What was it called before? Join reference. Okay, and then I also want to sort them, so let's make it comparable. See what we have to do. Column C and D. Okay, so I'd like it to be if, let's see, if the column name is the same, I'm going to go by the table. Okay, so if I have the table, so just taking B versus C, C should precede B because the table is the names are the same and the table is the tiebreaker. And then I think if I do the table the column. This should come after that. And let's do my table a column. Okay. And then all right. So if I were to sort this, equals column A, column B, column C, column D. All right. And then if I take Q, let's take columns dot sorted, which it should complain because they're not comparable. Yep. Okay. And then the result of that, sorted, and I'm going to map it to its description. Okay, and then what do I expect? Well, let's see. I think D should be first. Well, maybe I don't need to map the description. Just do it. Well, no. I think that will make it more readable. A column is always going to be first. I guess we could do this too. All right. That's D. And then my column, well, then it's C, my column in my table. And then A, no, B, then A. Okay. B is my column, the table, and then the column in the table. Okay, it probably wants a comma here. All right. So sorted requires comparable. We're not comparable. I don't know. Maybe I could say sorting. It's a little ambiguous, but okay. And so let's make it comparable. Yes. Less than. Okay. Well, let's just return true and make it fail. Oops. Try running tests instead of running the app. All right. Oh, no failures. Seems unlikely. Or did true A, B, C, D, and I guess I got D, C, B, A. Okay, let's say false. Well, let's mix up our data a little is what we'll do. Oh, that didn't help. Didn't change anything. A, B, C, D. Yeah, that would be a nice way. There we go. Okay, I just want to make sure we can get this failing. All right. The column, a column. Alrighty. Yeah. So return LHS.description is less than RHS.description. Okay. And description is good because that's what we're going to be showing. So let's sort by that. All right. So I think we're ready to go here. So database view, we have our joins. And this model, okay, I think we need to get our model coming in. All right, let's get out to table controller. Okay, so right now we have database selection. I think this is the object that's going to contain the joins and does not yet. Well, it doesn't really, I guess. It doesn't pass it around. Okay, so joins, let's find usages. I believe there's going to be none. Yeah. Okay, so we have them, but we're not doing anything with them. Well, yeah, nobody references joins. Okay, so I think, well, maybe this is different. Okay, this does have database selection up here coming in. All right, so it has database selection. Let's see. So when we add a table, let's go to all tables view. I think we just have to, oh wait, where's the, oh, we don't add a table. Okay. What's going to get me is we need to know the possible things. So that's the list of all tables. Table metadata, yeah. Each one of those has the table and its columns, I think. Yeah, name and columns. I'm going to call that table. Yeah. What's the problem? I must have done something wrong. Table. I guess I missed a rename somewhere. And let's take a look at this. Table selection. I think I'm going to do the same thing here. Yeah, I think I'm only going to support simple joins, column equals column, and at least for now, I'm going to say if you need more, you should get somebody to create one in the database as a view for you, basically, or a real table. I guess I don't care, but I won't know the difference from the select statement, I guess. All right, so that's okay. So rename name to table in table metadata and table selection. I'm just trying to push away a little friction here. Okay. Now, all right, so in database view, I guess the thing we need, well, this is model.addJoin. No, it's table selection. No, database selection. Where's that thing? Database selection dot. We need to add a new join. It's a var, so I think I can just say what do I do? Okay, it's not model, it's database selection dot joins dot append, and this is everyone needs reference 1. Okay, let me, there's join. I'm going to give it an initializer that lets you do nothing. There's sort of peers. Well, is it simple joins or could it be a set? Well, I think it is, I should say it is anded, at least the way it is now. So if you say, registration dot person equals person dot in, and another one that's registration dot class fk equals class dot in, that's going to be acting as a compound. This thing probably doesn't mind. Well, I'm going to keep it sorted, so at some level it's got to be turned into a list, whether we maintain it that way or not. In terms of our query, I don't think it matters. They're going to be, since they're ANDed, I think they're all kind of peers. It might make a difference from our performance, but we'll let that go. All right. So I'm resisting getting the database stuff, but I think I just have to have it. Just like in here, I have to take model.database.this, I need to do something like that. Ugh. It's a prime candidate for doing something with. Well, I think we'll. Where'd they join? All columns equal this. It's not the right thing to map to, but table metadata gives you table and columns for. Well, let's look at table metadata. Table and columns. Okay. So. Maybe I need to maintain that up here. When you select the database, oops, up here. Okay. And this is all columns equals model database, get the data, map. These always throw me off. So we want to map each element within the elements, and I don't know, we'll do a flat map at the end, I guess. So we have table metadata is table metadata. Okay, so that's $0. We want to take I don't know. I'm writing a lot of code here for something that's not a view issue. Let me back out of this. Can we ask the model? It seems like we could. And whose model? He's database view model, which is the thing I want to get rid of. Okay, but somebody's got to know the database, and that's who knows it now. All right, back. Okay, we have a thing. All right, well, database view model, and it. Let's see if I can do this. Doom, doom. There's its tests. I always forget that keystroke. Same thing with the model. You can add append or join to database selection. Taking a join, so you have to reach into the join array. Yeah, that's probably right. Yeah, I think get all columns from the model, and maybe even get all scoped columns just to clarify. I think that's what I want to do here. But yeah, that sort of thing is going to have to be. Okay, now setting this database is a pain. All right. So we're really well. Okay. What's weird? Did I put any junk in here yet? I'll be glad when this view model gets simpler. Put it that way. All right. Um, what I was going to do in here was model.database.table metadata dot do something. And so I feel like it seems like table metadata really should be a thing that knows how to do it. Well, it's all tables. I guess I feel like I should be able to ask. That seems like a good question for the database. What have I messed up so far? Let's see. This. All right, we'll take this one out for a moment. What I'm claiming is that join is so low level it belongs near this, which it is. All right, and let's see, SQL database tests. These aren't sorted. Database tests. Okay. I would love to ask it, given some stuff. I don't want to create it. Well, okay, maybe I will. Non-existent SQL data. Okay. Valid SQL database can find the actual tables. And he has table metadata. All right. Well, I think I can ask that here then. I could say if you ask db.scoped columns should be it. Am I reversing this? The JUnit had it one way and other ones have it the other way, and some don't care. Let's see what they say, because I may be backwards here. Yeah, they don't really say. I feel like the more normal way is to put this as being what you test. I'll at least fix it here. And that's what you actual and expected in that order. But clearly, I'm not even consistent myself, and I've definitely seen people doing it both ways. So there's whatever standard there was got eroded. But scoped columns, I expect to get back a list. Can get columns for a table. Well, this has for a table. Find the tables. I'll just say find the tables and columns. I guess that's all right. Okay. And this, do I want to map it? I think I can say description. I'm not sure. But it should be id the table. Yes, that's true. Okay, so scoped columns is going to return an array of scoped column. Okay, so database, all tables, table metadata, columns 4. I guess this is a little more generic than columns 4. Func scoped columns. Yeah, it's probably not a func. It's probably a bar. All right, we can return empty. Make sure my test didn't have a function. No, it did not. Okay. And let's build. Incorrect argument label. Oh, an old one. Okay. Is it this? I gotta get this syntax down. Is it scope column dot description? Cannot be used on type scoped column. Well, fine. If you know it, tell me. Okay, 0 dot description. All right. This should fail. All right, and it's going to be empty instead of that. Yep. Okay. Table database. All right. So what we want to do is take well, I don't know the best way. I think we could take tables. Oh, that should be a var too then, really. This no argument thing. Okay, we'll deal with that later. Tables. And then we want to map that to columns for $0. Okay, so that would give me all the columns. What's a SQL column? Oh, SQL columns. Select. I don't know if I'm going to a good place here. Columns dot map. Let's change this to. This is the table in. And this is column in, and we're going to make a join, scope join, scope column with table and column. All right, now this should complain about the type being a nested. Right, okay. And so, well, let's do this. Let value equal that, get the type of value. Array of scope column. So somewhere here I should be able to say dot flat map, which I think they deprecated, changes array of scope column to sequence dot element. You have transformation with each element of the sequence. Is that right? Flat map. Okay, let's see what we get now. Scope column. All right. And then we're just returning that. I don't know. That's a little more code than the test called for, probably. Let's see. This one has one table with two columns. Well, I don't mind doing the same assert. And this should be ID, the table, and first name. Ooh. Id the table first, name the table. Oh, it's not sorted. That's in here. Dot sorted. Okay. All right. So SQL database knows its sorted stuff. Database view model. Certainly can give its values. Add tables, joins. Well, let's put it just after the inits. All right, so this is var scoped columns of array of scoped column, and its value is database dot scoped columns. Okay, I don't mind a little pass-through function like that. Flat map is replaced by compact map. Okay. Let's see. Flat map. Nope, going the wrong way. Contact map takes. Okay. Cannot convert value of type scoped column to closure result type. Scoped column. Let's maybe find an example. Well, that's not exactly what happened. Receive a single level collection. Okay. Erase. Okay. S.flat map of transform is the same as this map transform join. Well, yes. Use compact map. It's an optional. Okay. Well, I guess flat map's okay there. All right, but let's make sure this all still builds. ASA 00022 JP. Welcome. So what we're doing is we're working on a program that, let's see, I'll run it once. It's a program to manage data by kind of letting you quickly sort things. So just kind of quick intro to what it's doing. So notice these lines are sorted according to column 1 here initially. If I change the sort order, drag this over, it puts it everything's sorted according to this column. Okay, so now it's this column, that column, that column, and so on. And then there's a what we call the bar on the right that lets us it'll tell us the items to the right of it. Okay, so they get kind of filtered out, and you just see the ones you care to sort on. What we're working on in particular is database configuration. I want to be able to take a SQL database without breaking it. Okay, I've done something. I want to take a SQL database and select the tables and then select the joins that make it work. And we're in the middle of trying to do that. I'm not sure what has happened here. Is this accessing something before we filled in the stuff? I don't know. But that should have been a not much change. Let's see where we called from. So it's a memory move issue. Model has tables. Well, this is kind of weird. I'm gonna clean and rebuild. Not that it's always Xcode's fault, because it's not, but too often when you change signatures, it loses track of stuff. Really unfortunate. I had been just about to change to app code just for my own use, and they announced like, oh, it's going away, don't do it. I'm like, because I'd used IntelliJ for a long time, and it really did a nice job, and John Reed really liked app code, so his experience convinced me anyway. All right, now what I find weird is SQL database, nobody's calling that new function we put in except a test, so why would it get an error? All right, so let's try this again. Okay, yeah, there's no reason. Okay, so the table part, each table in the database lists its columns. So there's a class, a person, and a registration. This is a registration system for a music festival where you take classes. So, this corresponds to the people taking this class, and this links them together. And we're doing the joins, and we were about to do add join. That worked in the old style, but I want to do this in here too. And I think, yeah, it's still doing stuff up there because it's tied to the old version. So what I'd like to do is, so in here, this button corresponds to this. I don't want to manipulate the model, the old model. I want to manipulate the selection, which is our new model, and we need a join. And I would like to take, I'm going to take it from the model dot scoped columns. dot first, I think that's okay. Because we don't get here without columns, tables and columns. And I'm going to take this one out. Well, I should just take him out because he's not going to be relevant to this section. Okay. So I'm saying create a join. Basically, it's an empty join. It's just going to default like this one does, class ID, class ID. ID, yeah, it would be the first field. And I don't know if we're sorting, if we're taking case into account or not. But anyway, ID class.id is the first field, so that should be there. And let me run tests. Oh, it didn't catch it. Okay. Let me run it again. All right, so we'll open this new database config. We got to join, and he doesn't show it, but he does it. Okay, so, all right. All columns. Wait. What is this? All columns, model database. That's something I put it on the way. Okay. All right. So now all joins view, if we look at it, we'll see the problem here. Okay. So really this thing should be going through our list of joins and showing something. So let's at least do that. Yeah, so let's see, that's not there. I'm kind of looking for one join view. Oh, we don't have one join view. Who calls this? Database view. All right, so it calls all joins view, but it doesn't pass it anything to work with. So up here by analogy, we get database selections. We get the table selections. So now we need the joins. All right, and I'm going to just pass joins being dollar database selection dot joins. Okay, and then up here, if we look at all tables data view, we're binding into that array. We're going to do the same thing, only it's going to be joins. Okay, so all joins. We need to give it the argument joins, which is bound to an array of joins. Okay, and then it can list them out. I guess for each joins, we'll just show them for now. Let's see. Man, I always have to look that silly thing up. Table selection is not a view. Yeah, oh yeah, let's lose list. And then, okay, this is $joins ID. I think we can just say self. Probably not. We'll come back to that. And this gives us a join in And let's just show the text of the join, which may not be anything right now. Okay. Join element conform to string protocol. Okay, so that pushes us to do a couple things. One is we're going to have to give this thing an ID so we can stick it in a list. I think... Well, let's just open join and do it. Okay, so join, let's make it identifiable. It equals UUID. Okay, so that should fix one problem. I don't need to say itself when it's identifiable, so that should be easier. And initializer requires it conform to a string protocol. So let's give it, well, do I want to test this? Let's test it. It's small, but it's real. Okay, so the join. Yeah, they'll become pickers. Yeah, two pickers is what I have in mind. Join. Got a lot of join names here. We just want this one. Let's make a scoped column. Table. A table. Column. A column. Table is another table. Okay, here's a join. And this may be a waste in a way. Join.description. I would like that to be I don't know. This one we do class ID equals class ID. That's very SQL-y, but I think I'm going to just say it's the other way around. So let's make it a column. Well, let me space it a little more. It's a little long. A column, a table equals another, oops, it's column. Okay, that'll give it an initial description. There may be contexts. I guess if it's going to be on this screen, it'd be better if it were just a picker, but I'm going to try a small byte first. Oh, I need to make it describable. Join. What's that? What that said? Multi-line brackets. Yeah, okay. I think there's bigger fish to fry here. guess that's what we're after. Well, it should have. I'm surprised it didn't warn me that it doesn't have any idea how to do this. Oh, we don't even have a description method. Okay. Yeah. Let's make this. Join is custom string convertible. For our description of string is see our test fail. So more than that. Okay. Requires binding join element conform to string. What are you? That's no help. Binding of join. Do I have to say dot wrapped value here? This should fail because this is just junk. Economy table. What? Join dot reference one dot description. No, I want join dot description. It's this thing of getting the test to fail correctly. Some days it takes a little more to do than others. All right, so now foo is not equal to that. Okay, and here, so we're going to put reference one dot description equals reference 2 dot description. All right. And I think we can see things now. They'll all say the same thing, but we can see them. All right, so our joins, we'll say add join. Instrument class equals instrument class. And instrument... Well, yeah, the interesting thing there, I think, does lowercase, uppercase instrument precedes lowercase ID and lowercase instructor? I think that's what's implied here. Which is probably okay-ish. Now I'm... Well, and I can put more than one in, right? Yeah, the same one can be in there twice. That's fine. Not really fine overall, but it's what we got. All right, now, do I like this notation better? I can't say I do. No, I really cannot. Would if it said class.instrument equal class.instrument? Now these, that's actually a little raised dot. That's okay. Let's go find. I think I'm gonna say I like this better. I don't know if it's gonna be better or not for. Excuse me, matching these things up. You'd have all the class fields, then all the person fields, then all the registration fields. It might, because you got to map them. I mean, you're mapping against table structure. All right, let's make this. Let's make the join scoped column description. I want to make it match the one in model database view model, wherever that's coming from. Probably active joins or something like that. Description, left dot description. Left is this. Yeah, I'd like this to be my description. Let's get join tests. All right. So any of these things, like, yeah, now I'm having to change. Let me paste this over here briefly. Just because I'm too lazy to find that dot, I guess. All right, but what I would like is this dot that. And again, the spacing is none. Okay. And if I look at what I'm getting here, it's really this. Okay, let's run this test. Should fail. Because it's got the old style. All right, let's change the join. And this is table dot column instead of this. Now this test should pass. There's a couple others that need to update because we just wrote them to use the description syntax. All right, so where are you? This description. Yeah, that should be my table dot my column. think that was all of them. I think no. I'm willing to leave. I'm willing. The join description is the reason I wanted this. Oh, did I fix? I might have a join test failing. Do I? No. Okay. Um, why not? Oh, because I already changed it there. Okay. Yeah, I want this syntax on the join description. Um, and where's join? It's still using the reference description from the other one. So yeah, I think that's okay. All right, so let's check this in. All right. Yeah. All right. But you can see we had a few places to change because we'd let the format propagate in, which says maybe I would have been better off testing the objects instead of doing the descriptions. But I think it's just makes the test more readable to let you look at the description when it goes wrong. You can see what's wrong instead of having to think your way through it. All right, yeah, that's what I want. All right. Whew. Now to your earlier point, yeah, this should be pickers. They shouldn't be simple strings. I think it just forgets it's doing it sometimes. There's a setting that says delete white space on empty lines, and it just stops once it gets tired of doing it. I don't know. All right. So this should really, what I would like here is picker equal sign picker. I don't know if it'll work or not. It didn't when I was doing this because that's what I originally tried for. But maybe the picker, like that was the wheel picker. It's kind of the biggest one. I just want a simple drop down equals drop down kind of thing. Now, I'm not quite sure how we get these things changing, whatever it is they're changing, but we'll get there. All right. I'm going to close a bit. All joins view. I guess we need that. Join, we probably need scope column tests. We might be done with. Join tests we'll keep. Database view model tests I'll probably do. Okay. Yeah, so now I'm going to split out. Well, I'm going to make this struct one join view. Okay. Let's break this out. And then what we pass in is join or dollar join. Never quite. This is a binding, right? Binding join. No, we don't want this. We want one join view. He's already a binding, so that's fine, I think. Printing property, insert binding. Okay. Okay, add a join. Right, that's looking good still. Didn't screw that up too far. Okay, but what I have now is you can change the join, and that's what we want. The display of a join, yeah, of one join, I really want an H stack of 3 things. And I don't know if I'm stepping on join's description. Reference is not the best name. Now, I should and close my H stack. Okay. So I think the good thing on this is the way this happened to display is not fundamental to joinness. It's an artifact of how I decided I wanted it to show up. And I think this pushes that decision into the view, which I think is probably better. We'll take the join description out in a minute. Yeah, we'll take it out. All right, so let's see how this looks. And this reference was the name we had. I don't know. Column might be a better name because that is what they are. Okay, well that's encouraging. All right, it's doing it with this code. All right, let's do that. Let's make this column 1. Now I don't think I need this anymore. I just put it in. I know. All right, let's let that bubble over there for a minute. All right, so where's all joins view? Okay, so now I mean, what I really want is this to be a picker. And just knowing that join isn't quite enough. All right. There was something else. Oh, I don't think I need the word description on here if it's given that it's custom string convertible. Oh, it does. Conform to a string protocol. Well, it asks a lot. Do not declare new conformances. Only string and substring. Yeah. Why doesn't it like... Do not conform. I guess I have to say description. Okay. All right. Now... let's go look at picker. Let's find this, guys. Okay, so we picker view segment and control. Okay. You got to track the state. So that's dollar this. Oh, and it shows them all. Okay, you read it for each for the drop down. Now, well, let's just take this and modify it in place. I think for us, all right, so this is join picker. State, but then I think we're going to do on change of selected color, print. Oops. Okay. Use on change with 0 or 2 action. All right, let's just put the join picker in here. Now I remember I had some messiness around all this before. Okay, so this is my little spike, semi-spike, semi-evolution, I guess you'd say. Each join be a view with its own state and picker. Yeah, it's going to have to. So the state is going to track the actual selection, and then at the end we have to turn the result into. We have to modify the join, or yeah, modify the join to reflect it. All right, so now. Oh, did it not show up? Oh, it's on one joint view. Please choose a color. I'll choose tartan. That sounds fun. Okay. Right. So again, like we need the list of all the stuff, and we don't have it coming in yet. So we got to get that going. All right. But this is, well, this is going to have to be var column choices is array of scoped column, and that's going to have to be set by somebody. Yeah. And we'll show all those for each column choices. Because they don't have IDs. And it doesn't like that. Description will be unique. Okay, text. Now, where I got busted before was the initial value. It's really tricky to get that right for some reason. For me, anyway, it was. All right. Yeah. So I think you're right. We're due for a break. So when we come back, we'll find a way to get those list of all the columns. Coming from the database, metadata should show up as the alternatives rather than red, green, blue, and tartan. And once we have those, we can select it and then figure out how to get it back into the join array and then thereby back into the database selection view. Weather's not bad here. I think it was in the 40s, maybe Fahrenheit. It's going to snow tonight though, so it'll be below 0 Celsius tonight, I guess. Below freezing anyway. But I'm living somewhere warmer now. I'm not in Nebraska anymore, so I know they had negative temperatures the last couple days, and I don't miss that part. All right. Anyway, let's take a break, 3 or 4 minutes, and we'll come back and get the join working. Welcome back. All right. Let's see. So we got to get this column information in. All right, and we know where it's coming from, right? Because it's that stuff off the database view. Database. We kind of had the same thing up here. We have the active tables coming in. Well, we just passed the model. But I think we can pass. The scoped columns. Okay, so all joins of view. Let's get scoped columns is model dot scoped columns. All right, and let's get this thing in there. All right, so all joins view. And this can just be a var because we don't change it. Scoped columns is array of scoped column. Okay. Now the join picker. I don't know. I want to say selector. It's really a column selector, right? Oh, you don't like to rename that for me? Scoped column selector. Okay. And then missing argument, well, it needs the column choices, which is this. And we'll need to pass that down again. Scope columns. And you could also ask yourself, do I really need to pass it down, or could I make it an environment and let my thing get to it by itself? And I guess you pay money and take choices. Once you introduce environments, it's a little more expensive to get to, but if it really is going through level after level, then it's also kind of painful. And we're going down 3 levels here, 4 if you count the caller. Let me add that as an idea. We're still connecting join structure to view, but should we put scoped columns in environment? Maybe. All right, so join view model. All right, I missed a level here somewhere. Scope columns. Yeah. Let's just call this choices. Whoops. I didn't miss a column. Okay, choices is scoped columns. Colors is no longer being used. Selected. And this is where it's gonna. Yeah. So I think what I'm gonna do is make it optional, but that's probably redundant. But scoped columns. Oh, that's where I forgot. Okay. There's no. I think if I do that, it defaults to nil. So let's just do that. Now, picker requires scoped column conform to hashable. Form style configurator. Oh, it's just complaining about this. All tables. Nope. All joins. All joins use scope column is small.scope columns. That seems okay. Oh, it got rid of that. Okay. Conform to hashable. Yeah, it needs an identifier. I mean, can I say identify yourself? I don't know if picker will do that. Yeah, I need to do that. There's a binding and content in a label. Selection for collection. Well, I don't mind making it hashable if that's what makes sense, but label is text. Selection value conforms to hashable. Looks like everybody wants hashable, so I won't fight City Hall here. All right, so we want scoped columns. Come on, offer build it. I don't think I need that text. Why aren't you complaining about my hash, though? Oh, because my fields are already simple hashable types, so it'll generate it. Sorry, I'm being stupid. All right. Good. Can I do this? I'll leave that out. Slow start. Okay, we're still kind of goofy. All right, please choose a column. Well, that's not terrible. I think I'd like the sorting to be case insensitive, but that's a separate issue. And I don't know that I want to show the picker name. What is that? Localized string key? Right. So it's interesting to me, it starts off selecting that first one since it has it. Okay, which I think is better. I felt like I was fighting stuff before. All right, so I think we're ready to pull this out. It won't do the real thing. So when I change it, right, nil is invalid, does not give a tag. I think what I have to do is I think this has to be set in the initializer once the choices are there or something like that. Let's see if we can find the old join code, because I think it solved this problem somehow. I'm not sure the solution is great, but we'll take a look. Okay, so many joins, navigation link text, one join. Text form join view. VStack. Okay, yeah, this is our. Well, this is why they put the join view model, I guess. All right, let's see table column selection. For each thing in there, show it, which I also think, I thought there was a version that would do that. Well, no, I don't see anything that subs.table name at column sub 0. Selection table index. The name should be the current selected column. Well, I think if you select something, it should update. Oh, it's not. Well, that's the problem when it's invalid. You don't know if it's going to do anything or not. All right, let me get back out of this. Join view. So what I was thinking I could do is init then choices equals choices selected equals. But I don't think you get to do this. Is that going to work? Well, I don't need selected. Oh, well, that's all right. Okay, so what have I got here? Pass the choices. I'll take the first one. We'll have to make sure choices is never empty. I think we check that, effectively check that somewhere. Initial value should be the first column. Yeah, I think that's what we effectively have. We'll have to make sure that's not ever nil. All right, and then let's go ahead and fix this English problem here. The key, let's make this join selector description. And I think I want it empty so I have room for this. Okay, so this text, go find our localizing stuff. String, it was join. I'm just going to hide it. And then choices. I'd like to enforce that you have to pick a choice. And I guess we do, because now it's always one of them. All right, but I'm going to put this twice. Now, this is mostly to see will it even just kind of fit and look right. Hopefully that error goes away too. Huh. Why are you not replacing that? Do I have to say the localized string key or something? It seems funny. Let's see, do I have other pickers? Yeah. Why do they not show it at all? Oh, it does. Select a database to use. Picker text. Picker text. Select a database. Why? Join selector description equals nothing. And he forces it to 2 lines because of that, which I don't really want. But they're both selectable, although we don't store it anywhere. Okay. I don't think it's a style thing. We're not using wheel style on this. Label colon. Let's try that. Selection. Whoa, class.inf is invalid. Oh, do I have to get back to... choices are scoped columns. Well, this stuff is what drives me bananas. Okay. Can you hard code an empty string? Well, I think I tried that at one point. Initial value should be the first one. Maybe I did not. Let's try it. So this is picker. I'm not. So that gets used as a key in the locale file because it's a language key. But it's interesting. My picks. I must be misunderstanding something. Okay. Selection class instrument is. Oh, I should put tags on. Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with the string. I mean, that's the empty string. We tried putting a label officially that. It just wants to put that stuff where, well, it's designed to do that, right? Let's try a style. I mean, I don't know if this is any better, but the style may not put the label out there, so we'll give it a go. Oops. I'm worried that it's kind of up to Swift how it formats these things a little bit. And it might, yeah. Well, this is how I get to that massive mess of a mess I had before. Now they look so giant. But the label is gone. So there is a style. All right. And if nothing else, we can create a style if we have to. Picker style. Horizontal radio group outlet. No. Default wheel picker. Picker style. Okay. Automatic. That's that. Inline. Each option is displayed inline with other views in the current container. And that might make a sense. That sounds kind of right. Palette, no. Navigation link, no. Menu. Radio group segmented. Well, let's try inline. Oh, it looks like I can just say dot inline. I mean, in a way, I don't mind this. And it just takes too much space when you're trying to look and decide if everything's right. You know, like that was enough space for 10 things. This translation is empty. Oh, okay. Maybe. Well, okay. Let's try this format first, and then we'll fix the label, the English. It's funny they wouldn't expect that to be empty because I feel like sometimes you just want to say nothing. Okay, well, it's different. I'll give them that. Um. Okay, let's try that again. Where's that locale file? See if they'll accept a space. No, they just want to put this out in that mode. And I've got this invalid tag thing going on too, but that's okay. Um, let's see. Picker styles. It's interesting. Automatic and inline are different. Menu is totally different. Navigation link is not. Palette, radio group, segmented, or wheel. None of those sound like the right thing. Okay, so let's say Swift UI picker without label. Picker selection label empty view. Okay, well, I wouldn't have thought of that. This waveform presents it. Try wheel picker now. I think this one's the right idea. Okay, so picker, we take this out. Okay. I'm solving the non-critical problem before I solve the fact that I can't actually select, it's just the picker and press the column name. Okay, let's fix the real problem and then I don't know what we'll do. Yeah, so I think I want to hide the picker. There's probably a way to show either the text or the picker, and if you clicked the text, but that's kind of what the picker's supposed to do. I just can't believe I can't eliminate that space at the front, that it's delegated or designated so much space. All right. But I think what really is going on is when you select, you're selecting a string and it can't put it in the right place. So I think we need to do tag $0. I think. Right. Okay. Yeah. So that's all good. Why do I have to have this? Well, let's see if anybody else answered this question, because if you use an empty text for the label, it would show an empty bar. Use empty view, there's no bar. You get a picker without a label, which is not true. You can use menu as a label. Oh, here's Paul Hudson always has good answers, so it's like, labels hidden. Okay, that's handy. Oh, I get your comment. Just it's always like 7 or 8 seconds late from what what I see. So okay, that's more like it. Now, what's it look like when I take different sizes? Is that gonna be ugly? Slightly. Whoops, what's going on? Okay, now why are they all gray? Like designed to make it hard for people to read. Um, I don't know. Can I just put dot foreground on it or something? I don't know. Starting to feel like maybe I should have paid the preview price on this one because we keep, it's several clicks to get there. Nope. Okay. That appearance? I don't know. That sounds like something that would get changed. Text color figure. If the picker is disabled, the selection is light gray. I don't know. It seems like it's. Yeah. Get the index in the 4H. Oh my gosh. Right. Yeah. None of them works. Okay. Okay, I can make up answers too. I don't need this for that. Let's select that color. Okay, I'll give them that. White's even worse. It's the background color when the navigation link is selected. Ugh. Selection style in the init of the view. Is that a Swift UI? I mean, that might be possible. Oh, no, that looks. Oh, it's still light on selection. Oh. Yeah, well, at least those are nice. What style is that? Inline. I don't know. This. Oh, accent color. Okay. What is that? Will be deprecated in the future. Okay. But is that going to be on the selected one too? Well, it's not there. Those are visible. Like, why do I want. Why do I want the thing I chose to be light gray like it's inactive? I don't get it. Um, okay, so he suggested putting it on the text. But that's going to be the choices, right? So I think they're already black. Or did I misremember? Yeah, I don't think that's doing it. Oh, I know I'm not. It's very, I don't know, modern style to like these gray on light gray on white is, but um, my eyes, I guess, have aged enough that I just can't be amused by it. It's just very hard to just see. And I certainly want it more prominent than my buttons and all the other stuff. It's like that's the information I'm here for. Um, all right. So, hmm. It's also making me think like, is there a better interface for this? I don't want to get into it, maybe, but like what if I could control click from ID to class FK, and then would I just show a line or show some sort of outliney thing or like something to? But then once you get 7 or 8 of those, it's going to be an unreadable mess. Oh, all right. We'll take. No, let's switch UI picker shows selection in gray. Need to wrap your form inside a navigation view. Oh, I don't think that's relevant. Oh, that's weird on him. I'm not gonna. Pickers in a form. Number of people, 4 people. I don't think he's doing anything in there that looks like it would change. Well, I don't know what picker style requires. Maybe say protocol. um, does it have no requirements? That doesn't seem reasonable. Conforms to picker style. Well, you could show it. I don't know. Am I wasting my time fighting against the design trend? But if it looked clickable, is that little down up arrow is available to me? I guess if I did that and you selected it, I wouldn't show it as a picker. It's really them. Right. I can show what you picked. Come on, get to custom. Struck. Make view. It's not public API. Huh. Nice, helpful answer. You can do it. Oh, thank you. By simply, you would just do this now. I'm sure it's well intentioned. Picker, modifying that's fine, but picker style wheel restores the color. Let's look at that one then. Whoops. Right. Because in this one, you're never displaying. You're displaying a separate one. Yeah, I don't get it. And I can't believe I'm the first person that went like, "Wow, light gray on white is a bad choice for viewing this stuff." Custom type. I don't think this is going to be. Oh wait. Default is menu style. Right. I mean, the wheel style is nice in a way if I didn't have to see it while I was sitting there. Yeah, they're not changing it. Custom types. No, they're talking about the actual types. Custom color picker. Can I do anything to it? All right, I'm just gonna step back slowly. Okay. Let's. Well, we'll run tests, but I don't think anything changed. Then we got to do some cleanup. That's all we'll have time for today. Now, somewhere, oh, it was the Paul Hudson article, described it as being a combination of three things, and I wonder if you can get access into those. All right. So what we did, we passed scope column choices to views, made picker select one of them. Now, yeah, I believe I did. I started on it out here with labels hidden and then moved it inside. Let me find that Paul Hudson article. Picker Swift UI hacking with Swift. UI picker view, UI segmented control, UI table view. I guess when you choose, well, let's see what happens. Click and you get that stuff. I guess what I'm wondering is if I put text here in whatever color I wanted, just like before we had the text down there, and if I overlaid it with the picker, could I trigger it so when you click on this, it pops up that and starts in that mode? Yeah. Okay. It's I want to do things, but it is not the most important problem, and it's awful hard to get yourself to focus on that sometimes. All right. I can live with the fact that these things are different sizes when they're like that. Okay. When they're different, the equals doesn't line up. I really would kind of like it too, but I don't think I'm going to worry about that. All right, what I do want to do, I'm thinking your uh, suggestion of putting this in the environment might make more sense since nobody wants it till the very bottom. All right, so let's put it up. All right, I have my little cheat sheet book. Where did I put it? It's kind of like it's bad enough to move and you have to, all your stuff goes in a different room or whatever, but to actually change your desk, that's really fatal. All right, so I think we just had to put environment object on the top level and then add environment on the one we want, right? Oh no, environment is environment. Environment object. Yeah. Okay. It doesn't have to be the very top. Let's make database view is going to know database knows the model. Okay. Is that going to work? I got to find the right place to put it. I guess that would be on the tail of this. Environment. Object. I don't know, is that going to be, well, let's do database dot scoped columns. Gotta find database and scope. Means model dot scoped columns. All right, now we're passing it. Nobody's looking at it. Shouldn't cause any problems. Yeah, there you go. Environment requires scope dot conforms to observable object. Shouldn't have to do what? This. I'm not. I see you shouldn't have to do that from you, but I don't know which thing you're saying. This is funny to me that I don't want scope columns to be observable. But it's not a constant either. Oh, adding text on the picker. Yeah. All right. I'm not sure this is going to work out for us. He's got to be. Yeah, I don't want that. Okay, I'm going to let that one go. Given 3 minutes to solve it. I did put this stuff on join, though, that I don't want to do. I don't think anybody's calling this. It was just there long enough for me to validate. Yeah. Right, there's a test calling it, but I'm convinced it's not the right place there. Okay, so the test should complain that it can't find the method, and then we can delete the test, join tests. And it's the only test in join tests. I'm also going to pull this out. Oh, we got join.swift. Well, Use the color multiply somehow. Okay, so let's copy this out. Put scoped column in here. Get it out of join. All right. We'll just update these to-dos a little bit. Well, that's kind of an open question still. Connect join structure to view. We've done that, but now we've got to store results of chosen join. Okay, so yeah, this is okay. So we'll leave off here, but I think we're closing in that we've got it so you can select the thing. So we just have to make sure that, well, we have to make sure that goes back to the caller and updates that list of joins in the top level database selection. Once we have that, we can put those in the config memento, and it should just all work. So we'll do that, and then we'll maybe investigate that color multiply situation sometime too. So let me add a task for that. Try color multiply on picker to show a better color than light gray. Any color except white. All right. Well, thanks for joining today, and catch you tomorrow, I hope, 2 to 4:30 Eastern, 7 to 9:30 p.m. UTC, and have a good evening. Bye-bye.